the two matches to get here this afternoon were strikingly dissimilar. One was high quality, the other one wasn't. The one thing they had in common, the pattern was set in the first frame. Robertson stole it, went on to win. Wilson stole the opener against Jordan Brown.
Yeah, that little piece we done at the top of the show tonight about the long game, I'm not doing any disservice at all, as Neil rightly said in the studio. The boys were saying, yes, Kyren is a fabulous long game also. He's gonna need it this evening, you know that, but a great start.
Three. Four.
Yeah, that was good concentration. You're playing a cannon, pushing through for the black. Easy to take your eye off the pot.
Eleven. Twelve.
That's the occasional cue ball weakness that Stephen Hendry was talking about, although he does have enough angle on the blue to easily get the cue ball in and out of bulk.
Just put the brakes on. He's going to get his little
70.
Well, he's going to get a little mini butt on the end of his cue, but we know what he's like with this instrument. Brilliant at this type of shot. He almost has a similar cue action with it than he does with a regular shot. Yeah, not this time.
Thank you.
But that wasn't a
Kyren
bad
Wilson.
shot, as Phil said. Wrong side of the
70.
blue. The break's come to a premature end from what looked like a pretty good opening.
Mind you, he is so good with the rest. When he misses one like that, it's almost hold the back page stuff.
One.
The hand of acknowledgement. Robertson fluked the red, but look where the cue ball was, right under the ball cushion. That was the major objective. And that's a really good touch.
Neil Robertson, one.
He'll come round here, Kyren, because two cushions in behind the red. Can the one that's left of the black, can he get through there? He's looking at it to cut that back in.
In an ideal world, Alan, you want to nestle in, don't you, right behind the yellow, but when the cue ball is tight under the ball cushion like that, to do it is a risk.
The pot's difficult. It looks like he's going to have to fashion a cannon on the black to shove it low of the other red. This is very tricky. He decides to take it on. Guaranteed to leave one.
we've already seen on numerous occasions, if you hit a red high, you've got no hope. They do not curl in the slightest.
1.
One important stat, you know, we've asserted that it's 3
8.
wins each in their head-to-head series. But all of Robertson's wins have been very hard fought. All 3 of Wilson's against
9.
Robertson have been comfortable. Consequently, of the total frames they've played, Robertson's won 27, Wilson's won 37.
$11. 12.
I think one of the assets I've always enjoyed about Kyren is the way that he finishes a shot. Some guys are up searching. Watch him here after impact. Just watch his body. Watch how he stays with the shot till he sees the green disappear. See that? He just stays down that extra
Kyren Wilson,
second.
12.
But yeah, bad miss. Really bad miss, Phil.
And entirely uncharacteristic, that's the thing. That's what he was doing this afternoon. You just don't imagine Wilson will do it. He's so dependable, normally.
1.
Yeah, here it is again. He's not an absolute sitter, but, well, miss one of those a season, probably. Stephen actually made a good point, Stephen Henry, about Kyren. He said that he thinks that Kyren could be doing with playing with maybe 2 or 3 seconds quicker per average shot, just for the
8.
point of rhythm. But I completely agree with the point that Stephen makes in that assessment, because as we'll see Neil here, he's sort of behind the shot, in quickly, trying to build that rhythm.
$16.
The mistake that Wilson made is one of those that gives confidence to your opponent and really shakes you.
$70.
Now there's a sure sign of confidence, playing to peel off one of the 2 more difficult reds first of all,
24.
and now he's got them exactly where he wants them.
25. $32.
Let's apply what Alan said about Wilson's pace of play to Robertson's. When he gets bogged down, he's less effective.
33.
When he gets into this rhythm, that's when he really is a dangerous animal. I call it the Robertson rhythm. It just seems so natural. And every shot is pretty much exactly the same pace when he's building a break.
40. $41.
That's twice actually that Neil has overcooked a screw shot. This cloth is plain glassy but very responsive. Look at this cue ball. Whoa, off it goes. Just a hair too high, so he can't hold it. I want to use a couple of cushions. You see there, it feels like he hung off going deep on the cue ball. He's fine, but because he
46.
overcooked one the shot before, he thought, I better not do it this time. It should be fine. Green's a nice saver if he needs it.
$47. $53. $54.
This is frame ball.
$59.
Well, pretty much picking up where he left off.
61.
Ruthless.
64. $68. $73. Neil Robertson 73 in the first frame.
Kyren Wilson missed the green and then was green with envy as Neil Robertson dished up. Ominous that for Wilson. The school report for him: must do better.
The December draws are nearly here with
Didn't quite see that one coming.
Yeah, I think when Neil was playing it, he thought it was almost impossible to come round the back of the red. Yeah, he got a piece of it, but...
One.
Not bad, but not ideal. Bit of pressure in this. Yeah, that's excellent. Given the green that he missed in frame one.
Nine.
This is where some of the school work you do when you're at school, practicing all the different bridge hands, is going to have to be raised up very high. He's going to have to work the cue ball in some way. Just a hint of stun on it. Oh, well played.
17.
So the decision, and it was a mini risk to go into the pack, might pay off here with at least 5 in the open.
$24. $25.
Yeah, that's loose. Yeah, he's forced into a mid-distance red now, which is one of his strengths, yes, but he should have been much closer to the red. Shouldn't be a problem.
Yes, and indirectly being on the incorrect side of the blue in the first frame started his problems.
$31. $38. $39.
Yeah, he's wondering here whether to risk the right half of the pink as we see it, the cannon. The right half of it would be the one, but this could go wrong if he plays it. No, wrong side of it. See, I was thinking round about 2 o'clock as we see it, he wants contact on pink.
40.
He got 10 o'clock. Here it is again. Something didn't look right about it. It was one of those. Cut back still on, perhaps. No.
Kyren Wilson, 44.
Okay, 44. Not bad, but not decisive. Yeah, he can't be messing with the one above the black. It's just a wee bit too risky. Pushing the red to left corner or catching the one that's on the cushion, the one he's going to play. I'd be massively surprised if he missed this altogether, because thick is a huge enemy with this shot. Got to be thin.
Smattering of applause, cue ball deep in bulk, but Allen's angle before the match comes to mind. This time though, Robertson misses what was a tough red, but he misses it by a mile.
Touching ball.
Oh dear, Kyren doesn't look too enamoured with this. Sure, Rob Spencer will be all over this. This must be tight whether he can get through to this red. It's one of those, as Kyren plays it, if he plays it, Rob Spencer will simply look at the red that's touching it. If there's any shimmer on that at all, it's obviously a foul. Kyren seems to think he can get through. Just watch the red, the one that's touching the cue ball. Yeah, all good.
Well,
That shot required a lot of concentration from player and official.
six.
It's been a grand few days for Rob Spencer. His son, Lewis, has been playing in the World Series of Poker, the main event over in Las Vegas, Nevada. Over 6,000 entries in that, the world's biggest poker event. And guess what? Lewis finished 20th. Let's just put it this way. Clint Eastwood isn't the only one with a fistful of dollars.
$30.
Yeah, young Spencer went over $200,000 for his trouble.
$40. $90. $20.
Yeah, frame ball then. And it's important that he goes on and clears here, Kyren, just to get some table time, quality time out there.
$25. $26.
Yeah, just hold the spot. No, he didn't. He's missed a trick there. No matter, obviously. Frame's well gone. But yeah, I want to clear here. Just go back to your chair, having made a good sizable break.
33.
Here's the old Alex Higgins shot then.
Kyren Wilson, 33 on the frame.
Two mistakes from Neil Robertson, one tactical, one a missed red from length. So Kyren Wilson gets back onto level terms. 1-1. I think we're in for an interesting evening. For many years, Alan, the thought of playing 2 matches in one day was never on the radar, was it? Now it happens all the time. There's one day at the home nations, the English, Scottish, Northern Ireland and Welsh Opens, where you play 2 matches. It's going to be the case at the European Masters early next year. And of course it always is in the Champion of Champions for the first 4 days. When it first started, players sort of wondered whether they could get up for the second match after doing so for the first, but now I think it's pretty much second nature.
Yeah, you go back to your formative days as a snooker player, your teenage years, and you practice all day, play a pro-am at night, then go somewhere for a night flyer at 11 p.m. Yeah, but once they're into the rhythm of doing it, and it's not a problem. No, especially not in an event as prestigious as the Champion of Champions. The old halcyon days was to, practice all day. I mean, you just played all day. Why not? Now then, as to avoid yellow and brown, this cue ball. Yeah, it's well done.
Yeah, you'd be in the snooker club, come out, it's dark. You'd say, when did that happen?
No such thing as clocks back then. Nah, you just played. Yeah, no fluke. Well picked out. That was quite deliberate. Now then,
Brown ball.
he probably will take the brown on. That's the modern way. Big shot this. Black in the open. Very good. Very good indeed.
Five. Six.
You know, because we talk about his positional play, one thing that's sometimes
11.
unfairly overlooked with Kyren Wilson is the heaviness of his scoring. I think you might be surprised to know that last season he made more centuries than Robertson.
12.
Both very high figures, 72 against 74.
Seventy. Eighty. $25. $26.
Yeah, that's not as planned. He wanted low of straight. He doesn't want to mess with the red on the cushion right now. I know there's a lot of people talk about the size of pockets and all that jazz, but he doesn't want to mess with that if he can help it. If the pockets were big, he'd probably be playing it by now, but they're not. Yeah, it might look straight, but he's got a hint of angle on this, so
33.
the trick to this shot is being nice and smooth through impact. Don't hit at it. Just be nice and smooth. Yeah, good shot.
34.
He didn't try to overplay the cue ball either. Now he's got the angle he wants for the low red, the next one.
At all costs on that last shot, do not hit the near jaw. We saw Mark Williams have one that just about dropped in this afternoon. Generally though, if you hit the near jaw, that's the death knell for the shot. So Wilson has retrieved the situation. A lot of development work though to go on. Still open reds to play for, but there's that cluster of 5 that needs to be dislodged.
$42.
Okay, looks
48.
well set here. There's 3 high value colours
49.
off the loose ones. That's not the best shot. Yes, he's still got the pink, which you might come round and have a look at, but see, you're going to have to force this. Alright, he's got the red to right middle, but he had to force it. And the only thing now, he forced into risking a cannon that could go wrong.
56.
The last thing he wants to do, open up the reds, not finish on anything, and then it'll be a different complexion in the frame altogether. Let's see, and get that cue ball out of there somehow.
$57.
Everything about the last shot was just what he wanted. On a colour, nice angle on the yellow in fact, and also
59.
knocking two reds closer to side cushions decreases the pressure somewhat, just in case he does miss. That makes Robertson's potential
60.
life more difficult if he gets the opportunity for a clearance, which I think now is highly doubtful.
$66. $67.
Well, this one's in the books, and he's looking pretty good, Alan.
75.
Yeah, very impressive start after that green that he missed in frame one. Obviously Neil did the rest there with a break of 73. Great response.
$80. $82.
As ever, chase the century, get the red out off the left side cushion. Shouldn't be a problem on the low half of it. There you go, not a problem.
You know, Kyren Wilson broke
88.
one of Neil Robertson's records on the way to winning the Championship League last season. He
89.
made 23 centuries in that tournament, the most by one player in any tournament ever. As we know, Robertson achieved the 800 milestone this afternoon.
94.
Wilson
95.
just 5 centuries away from 300. And considering he only turned pro in 2010, 12 years after Robertson, that's a pretty good strike rate.
100. $102. $105. $109.
Yeah, we're into deep into day two, and this table looks absolutely dreamy. It's slick but responsive, exactly the way they like it, the players. Same again here,
114.
low pink round the houses. In fact, it's ran on. It's so fast. Beautiful piece of cloth this is.
Kyren Wilson, 114, and the frame.
No total clearance from Kyren Wilson, but that was quite a statement. At the end of the first frame, I said he must do better. He is doing better. He leads 2-1. There is one frame to go before the mid-session interval in this
Thank you,
best
the
of
fourth
11
frame.
frame match. And I can tell you what,
Kyren
Neil
Wilson
Robertson
to
will
break.
badly want to win it to achieve parity going into that 15-minute intermission. Regardless, with Robertson, the one thing he won't do is panic. As we've told you, he won the English Open just 9 days ago. In each of his last 5 matches in that tournament, he was behind at some point.
Oh, yes. Now that he's in his queuing zone, that was struck beautifully. We just got a glimpse of the long pot success there, didn't we? 0 from 1 for Neil. I can think of one other that might have slipped through the net, but the point is, Kyren is doing a very good job. As I said before the match started, finding a way to keep Neil at bay in that department. Now then, can he get through to this red?
8.
Not playing ball, not without a... No, I don't think that looks any good. And it was good stuff, that, by Rob Spencer. He plays a lot of snooker himself. He knew that he had to get the black on the middle of the spot. He knew it was vital. Now, this doesn't look any good.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that about Rob Spencer. He really is a star. Really good referee. One of those who has great concentration, and also because, as you say, Alan, he's a very capable player. He appreciates the niceties, the subtleties.
Yeah, just the importance of it. He was aware he got it on the spot. And Kyren also knows that, so there was no point in questioning him because he knows it's on the middle of the middle. But
Kyren Wilson
I
8.
suppose if you're not on it, medicine time, and get the safety shot in. So, a pivotal little safety battle is in the offing here in this vital frame 4. Got a chance here, but he may have to raise the butt just a fraction. Plain ball, he's going to cannon something, so he's got the butt in the air just a touch. The cue ball working, don't miss it thin. Oh, wonderful. What a shot.
Wow.
Shot of the match, without question. Beautifully played.
And what a gentleman. Nice kiss off the brown to leave the yellow, and a good angle on the yellow as well. And he immediately apologised.
Yeah, put the mockers on him, frame 1 with a green.
3.
Saying, watch the way he stays with a shot. We're going to see it here. The pink's on to right corner, but just watch how he stays with this shot here.
34.
Get that all the way in. Seeing it home. Nice cue ball.
Nine. Ten.
To drop on the black without a cannon required real precision. So to play it like that gave him a little more room for manoeuvre.
I think when two top players face off like this, I think even more so than a heavy favourite against maybe a lesser player, at some stage you hope to get that momentum that we talk about. Kyren's got it right now. You want to stay on that wave as long as you can. Yes, it's the frame before the mid-sesh. It just has to stay on this wave the next 5 or 6 minutes.
19.
And I definitely think one of his greatest assets, in his own mind, he's got that plucky underdog spirit. He wants to show them, doesn't he? All the time. And that's what was behind his Table 1 comments at the English Open.
$25.
And he's one of the best underdogs you'll ever see.
Yeah, ranked number 5 or thereabouts in the world and underdog. But yeah, I get the point. Yeah, I think he does. You get the air that he fancies the job tonight. Mind you, he always does. And why not? A little bit awkward this, but that cannon that he played just to separate everything will pay off after this shot. And now it is a genuine chance for a 3-1 interval lead.
26.
I think how he's perceived is very different from what he is. He's rather like Mark Selby, mild-mannered, good company. Tremendous ambassador for the game, flawless ambassador for the game. But deep down, oh,
33.
he's ruthless. He wants it so badly.
$34.
He might risk a deep screw into the bunch here. It's almost impossible not to be on one. It's probably worth the risk. Not with pace. Yeah, pretty good. That'll do nicely. He was always going to need one of those reds that were bunched together to win the frame at this visit, so he grasped the moment.
$42. 49. 50.
All of the nicknames of the players are emblazoned on their clothing this week. Some are inspired, some are ridiculously contrived. I think Kyren
57.
Wilson's fits him like a glove. The warrior.
$58.
Yeah, this contribution, a consequence of Neil's long game not being as it normally
64.
is. Yes, it was a very difficult one, the start of this frame.
$65.
But that first red that Kyren knocked in along the cushion and got the cue ball working out for black, I think was earned in the frame or two previous. He's got his cue action in a groove and got that
70.
confidence and momentum. It's carried him all the way to
70.
the interval. Looking good now. Just lift this red, chase another ton.
$78. $79.
I was saying that Wilson made more centuries last season than Robertson. He's made more centuries than him this season as well. 13 for
84.
Robertson so far. Wilson hunting down his 17th.
85. $92. $93.
Yeah, great performance this. So much so that it's coming up in 40 minutes of live play since Neil Robertson troubled the scorers. That's how dominant Kyren's been since losing that
98.
first frame, which he shouldn't really. Top stuff.
100. $103.
And the green going in, the ball that caused him so much angst in the first frame. That means he's now scored 302 points with that reply.
$107. $112.
You don't want to waste flukes in a situation like this.
Thank you.
Well,
Foul.
he's following the example of
Neil
Joe
Robertson
last
6,
night.
Kyren Wilson
If he, in the
112
afternoon,
on the frame.
inspired in the evening. Neil Robertson has much work to do because at the interval, it is Kyren Wilson who leads, playing superbly by 3 frames to 1.
Welcome back. Kyren Wilson has taken a 3-1 lead in tonight's group final, totally outscoring Neil Robertson, dominating the table time, and has finished this mini session with 2 quality centuries. Watching this one, Stephen Hendry and Neil Foulds. Stephen, we saw Judd Trump do it yesterday, had a quiet afternoon, came storming into the evening session. We're seeing a bit of that from Kyren Wilson today.
Yep, you know, as a commentator and a pundit, you've got to basically say what you see. And this afternoon, I was quite critical of Kyren, didn't play well. Cue ball control wasn't good, but tonight has been the opposite. He's been brilliant. Obviously, lost the first frame through a little careless miss, but since then, he's dominated the match, and his cue ball's been excellent. And yeah, Neil's up against it.
Yeah, he's scoring big, and he's also quick around the table. He's down in his shots quickly as well. Just notice his shot time has come down significantly too.
The two things go together, though. You know, when you start to get into a little bit of a scoring routine, the shots aren't going to be that difficult. We're actually going to start with that careless miss. It's just about the only ball that that Kyren has missed. It's a pretty easy shot. He's a bit further away from the green than he'd like. He's trying to hold for a red. And he let Neil Robertson in for a good break. He got a 73 break from this. He knocked this plan in, which opened the balls up. So first blood to Neil Robertson with that 73. That was all things good. And Kyren got all the bad out of him from this afternoon and in that frame. Since then, there's been not a great deal wrong. Obviously, that's not so much a rarity, but when he missed it, he's left everything on, and all of a sudden, Kyren Wilson starts to look pretty good. He didn't make any big breaks here, but this was a shot when we weren't absolutely sure whether he could get to the red. He was close to the one up that he was touching. If that one moved, of course, it would have been a foul. But he knocked it in and got himself in a good position. So he's 2-0 up, and all of a sudden, or 1-1 rather, and then back-to-back centuries, Stephen.
Yep, this is a good brown. This is a confident shot. That they easily missed those shots, but as you see, once he's potted it, it opens up the frame. I love this shot. We talk about cue ball control. He has to land this cue ball tight on the cushion to have any angle on the red to get in the black, and he lands it absolutely perfectly. That was a good shot. Didn't look much, but it was a great shot. And then another, nicely controlled shots. He was like, his cue ball was. You have to say his cue ball was great tonight, and that's why, as you say, that the shot time came down because he didn't have to think about position because everything was automatic.
He just kept going, didn't he? I mean, the other thing he does knock in a lot of long balls, doesn't he? That's like the man he's playing. And there's not a lot between these two, really. They've got slightly different styles, but then he got racing again, and he played some nice shots. A nice cannon, this one, Stephen.
Yeah, this is a sort of shot that was going wrong this afternoon, actually. Right. This afternoon, that cue ball might have slipped past that red, and he'd be on nothing, but everything was right. He had complete control. Really impressed. And here's one of yours, Jill. This will be in your hot shot reel, won't it, at the end of the week?
112.
It was a fine blue. That definitely will be in my hot shots. Of course, they played each other quite recently in the English Open. Neil Robertson got the better of him then. What's Neil Robertson got to do now then if he's going to get back into this?
Well, I thought it was a really interesting stat that Phil Yates come out with. The ones that Neil Robertson has won, they've been tight matches, and whenever Kyren's won, he's won comfortably. It's a quite interesting stat, that. Basically, Neil's just got to get in. I mean, a couple of little half-chance long shots. Alan did that piece saying that when he gets his hand on the table, he's so dangerous. Kyren's managed to keep him tight in the cushion, so he's not been able to pot those long balls to get in. Neil just needs to get in and obviously take his chances when he gets them. Yeah,
best of 11 frames, Neil. It's really important that Neil Robertson comes out after this mini break and starts to try and dominate this match.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a bit of leeway in the best of 11. He's not in trouble yet, but he has to start playing a bit better. And also, he's got to do what everyone thought Kyren had to do to him. He's now got to stop the man he's playing as much as he's got to score himself, which is not easy to do.
Can he do it?
Oh, for sure he can do it, but we've already seen him beat, Neil Robertson in the World Championship. So, Kyren Wilson is clearly not worried about the man he's playing tonight, which is kind of some way towards half the battle.
Good stuff. OK, when we come back then, what a thrilling conclusion we have coming up. Kyren Wilson is 3 frames away for a place in Friday night's semi-final against Judd Trump. What can Neil Robertson do? We'll have the conclusion of this final from Group 4 after the break. Hello, welcome back to the University of Bolton Stadium. Kyren Wilson chalked up 2 centuries to take a 3-1 lead in tonight's group final against Neil Robertson. It's best of 11, and in the commentary box, Ken Doherty is alongside Phil Yates to take you through to the conclusion of the match. First, though, here's Tahir Hajjad to reintroduce the players.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back into the arena a round of applause for Neil Robertson and Kyren.
Did a run of 311 points and answered. He's been dominant since losing the opener. But of course, Robertson far too experienced to start thinking about defeat. And as I said before, on the way to capturing the English Open title only 9 days ago, he pulled off one comeback after the next. So being 3-1 down in a best of 11 will not faze him. Tell you what though, if Wilson were to win this frame, then concerns would start to spring into the mind.
Thank you. The 5th frame. Neil Robertson.
Yeah, and we've seen so many times, haven't we, Phil, over the years, intervals can sometimes change matches, change the momentum, dynamics. Kyren Wilson certainly wouldn't have wanted that interval to come the way he was playing. 2 wonderful centuries in a row.
Yes, intervals actually are an artificial thing. They're not part of the snooker rule book. Basically, professional snooker was played in theatres in front of big crowds, and so, like a play, they wanted an interval to sell refreshments. That's why they occur. But of course, now it's tradition.
Yeah. Wow, what a shot.
Whoa.
What a pot that was. And you could see from Kyren Wilson's position the way he had sort of jacked up the cue on the back arm, which means you're hitting down on the cue ball. It also means you've got to be so much more accurate. Ball bouncing a few times before it hits the object ball. That was a wonderful opening red.
Yeah, sure.
Just getting the cue ball clean. Might have seen a little bit of maybe chalk on it, or a bit of dust or something has caught his eye. So he'd be taking this yellow on, of course. It's not too bad. It's got a nice angle on it into the right centre to go up for that red, just to the right of the blue you would expect.
Trying to scrape the imperfection off the cue ball with his nails.
Yeah, sometimes chalk does that, doesn't it? It sort of embedded itself into the cue ball. Well, he sort of stunned that.
Kyren Wilson what?
Played it with a bit more pace than he possibly had to. I didn't see that one coming.
This is pure conjecture, we'll never know, but maybe the request to clean the cue ball actually broke his own rhythm. Because it did take a while.
One.
And this is the type of situation that Neil Robertson would have been hoping for. A few reds in the open. Okay, black looked like a little bit tied up at the moment. It may still pot into the bottom left-hand corner pocket. We'll know in a few shots' time, I'm sure. I concentrate on the pink here, put the red on the pink spot, and then play for the pink once again.
7.
Showed an awful lot of heart in the English Open, did Robertson.
30.
In the last 32, he was 2-1 down to Thailand's Sunny Akani, 1-4-2. He was then 3-2 down in his next 2 matches. Came through to beat Mark Davis 4-3 and then Kyren Wilson in the quarterfinals 5-4. He was 4-2 down against Mark King. In the semi-finals, looked all at sea. Found something, won 6-4. And then in the final, 8-6 down to John Higgins. Scraped a 9-8 victory.
90.
Yeah, the setting, nothing wrong with his fighting qualities, that's for sure. But these are the situations, you know, that if you're going to stage a comeback, you want to win frames in one visit. Particularly when you're playing the quality of Kyren Wilson and the form he's in at the moment.
20.
You've got to put a bit of pressure on him. And when he does miss, well, it hasn't happened too many times tonight, you've got to try and win the frame from that visit. And that's exactly why Robertson is putting as much concentration into this as possible.
$25. 26.
Neil Robertson just having a look at the black. I don't think it's available into the bottom left-hand corner pocket. Otherwise he would have played for a lot earlier.
32.
That's not a good shot. It's a poor shot. Unless he's got an angle on this red
37.
and potting it, he can try and just nudge into the red, just to the left of it, and maybe bring the black into play. That's exactly what he's... Didn't play for that. He's only hit the cue ball by a distance. But he may have got slightly lucky here. Looks like he has an angle. I'm potting this red. He just glance into the red and bring the black into play as well here. It's worked out a dream. Perfect. Lovely little shot. And he's just having a look to see when he pots this black, will it re-spot on its spot? And will the red be available? It does have an angle to go into the pack of reds. It looks like the black will. It's very close, but it looks like it might spot. Well, no, it doesn't, so that helps.
45.
Far more often than not, a player wants the black to go on its own spot, but in that occasion, he didn't.
46.
That was a better shot than it looked. It was just a little bit off straight, that yellow, into the
48.
middle pockets. Played it very well. I'd like to add a little bit more of an angle on this red so he could just stun through the gap for the yellow once again.
49.
He's taken these very well, Phil, hasn't he? He's looked very confident. He's walked around very briskly. If you're looking at body language, you would think that he was 3-1 ahead, but he's not. He's under pressure. Doesn't look like it. He's taken these very, very well indeed. Just a quick glance at the scores. Red and pink would leave Kyren Wilson requiring a snooker.
55. $61. $62.
You know, the late great Ted Lowe often used to say about the ball colours, little fish are sweet. They haven't been sweet for Kyren Wilson this evening. Sour. He lost the first frame because he missed a green. He's lost this one because he missed the yellow.
68. 69.
Yeah, just come wrong angle for the pink, so having to take the blue back down for these two reds. This been very impressive from Neil Robertson, I must say. He had a bit of work to do. It wasn't straightforward, this break.
75.
The yellow and the black have swapped houses for the frame.
77.
Not stopping Robertson though.
$78.
Yeah, you could see him even checking the scores. He wants to make another century for sure. Already made his 800th career century this afternoon.
82.
And this has been great stuff from both players. This will be 3 centuries in a row, 2 from Wilson. Should Neil go on, we should expect him to. Good stuff. What a quality match we have here in store.
89.
Robertson, no stranger to be involved in a century slugfest in the Champion of Champions. In their epic semi-final in 2020, he and Mark Selby combined for 6 centuries in the match. What about in 2019 against Judd Trump in the final? Trump and Robertson combined for 8 centuries in that match. And now we've seen the combined hat-trick.
107 in the frame.
That is a really good response when he was facing a degree of adversity. Robertson still behind, but looking mighty dangerous. Wilson's lead reduced to 3-2. What a quality affair this has been so far. 3 consecutive centuries, a 73 break from Robertson in the opening frame. We're still no nearer to knowing, or to suspecting, who will come through. Just how we like it. And to underline the quality I was talking about, there it is. Pod success, 95 and 94% respectively.
He's going to need the yellow to come to his rescue here. I don't think it has. Now, Kyren Wilson is on it. The black goes into the bottom right corner pocket as well. They definitely play for the black here, you would feel.
One.
Yeah, beautifully played. The red to the left of the black is causing a problem. May try and get on that now, so we'll open the black to both corner pockets.
Eight. Nine.
This really opens things up. He's going to play a little cannon into the 2 reds. You see the 2 reds directly above the black that are almost touching each other. You can play a little delicate cannon into the one just on the left hand side of those 2. Doesn't have to hit this too hard. That's not a good shot at all. Why would you hit it? A delicate little shot into those 2 reds. 60. And he was on a red into the left corner pocket. He's on a red into the right. Why hit it so hard? That's a poor shot, has to be said.
Well, he was desperate to continue the break, but really he's only earned himself a stay of execution.
Yeah, he purposely left the cue ball in the ball area, hoping for Brown into maybe the left centre. Well, just didn't hit it hard enough. So just rolling up behind the green.
Kyren Wilson, 17.
It's pretty good. But he'd be very, very disappointed he didn't make more of that opportunity, Kyren Wilson. Neil maybe looking to try and drop on the red. Here's the top cushion behind the black here. But these cushions are sliding quite a bit, and that's exactly what's happened there. Has he got away with it? I think this red is potable.
Robertson misjudged a snooker escape in the second frame, which he lost. One of those shots, Ken, you could never say it was easy. But at this level, with these guys, you expect them to go in.
One.
Yeah. But you couldn't see him. The way he's been playing so far this evening, it's a shot he'd get 9 times out of 10, if not more. May have missed this. Wow, he's...
Neil Robertson, 1. One.
Well, there's absolutely no way he played the red as thin as that. I can only assume that the cue ball drifted off slightly.
Yeah, because just have a look at his cue comes up here and he comes up off the shot. He thought he missed it for a minute. Wow, that's amazing. 9 times out of 10, he would have taken the black there. The black was probably the better shot. Doesn't normally miss with the rest, Kyren Wilson. One of the best protagonists with the rest we have in the game. There's a little bit of pressure on this one. Good shot. And he's on the pink into the left centre, I'm sure. He's had a quick look.
Give it a second.
Well, does the pink go on the green spot? Rob Spencer has just spotted that. And it certainly does.
13. $14.
It's not very good.
60.
I want to use the rest. The red does part between the gap of the 5 reds. Yeah. There's a bit of... sense a little bit of nervousness from the both players. Even though there's been 3 centuries, in this frame in particular, Phil, both players are all of a sudden looking a little bit edgy.
Yeah, and missing balls with the rest is a barometer for edginess for Wilson.
Well,
just doesn't happen. He's done it twice now in this match. Reds to the same pocket, although that one was a high tariff shot. You still expect him to knock them in.
8. Nine.
It's almost as if this kind of frame psychologically counts double. Both players have had chances. One of them, at the end of it, will be very disappointed.
$14. 15.
Yeah, that was a nice shot.
22.
He's played on the red in the middle of those. Of course, potting that,
23.
you see, it just opened the other red. Balls are absolutely perfect here for a clearance from Neil Robertson.
30. $31.
Obviously the green might be stymied, but by then if he takes high value colours, snookers will be required.
Yeah, we may see him having a little glance at the scoreboard just to make
38.
sure. Would have liked to been a bit straighter on this red so you could just drop for the black.
39.
He's played that nicely.
44.
Well, 2 reds, 2 blacks and the yellow would put him 30 in front with 25 on, so the green would not pose that much of an issue.
45. $52. 53.
Did have a quick look earlier to see with the green pot into the left centre pocket. So he'll have another look again. Just get a nice angle just somewhere below the baulk line and it should be okay for the green. But this yellow will leave Kyren Wilson needing the snooker.
60. $63. Neil Robertson, 63.
Well, now that was a little careless. 31 the difference, 22 on. That means 3 snookers needed by Wilson. Don't blame Wilson for carrying on, but it really is once in a blue moon, this kind of frame is salvaged. So I've got to ask Crafty Ken, what was the most snookers you ever won a frame from?
Oh, good question, Phil. It's been so long ago, I can't remember. My memory's not that good, Phil. I'll tell you what, if Kyren Wilson wins this frame from 3 snookers, I'll even buy you a drink, Phil. Might even come in short trousers tomorrow, just like Neil Robertson did today. 2 snookers, yeah, you've got some sort of a chance, but 3 snookers with 4 colours remaining. Nah. I don't think so.
I'll tell you who definitely would have carried on. The most famous Australian snooker player in the modern era before Neil Robertson came on the scene, Steady Eddie Charlton.
First professional I ever played, Eddie Charlton, the great Steady Eddie.
When things weren't going well, he used to swear under his breath. Sometimes when things were going well, he used to do that as well. He's a real character.
Yeah, he was.
Four.
So now, 27 the difference. It means he needs 2 snookers.
Kyren
Yeah,
Wilson.
and of course, so one less ball on the table makes his job even more difficult.
Robertson now just wants to finish this off.
Yeah, when you go back to 5 or 6 minutes ago when he had that easy brown off the spot, casually missed it.
Cheers, Kyren. Thank you.
Here was the brown. Was ready to go for the blue and this looks better. This looks very good indeed. Excellent shot. And this is unwanted grief and pressure for Neil Robertson. Quick look at the scoreboard, yeah. He's got a little bit of leeway, but if he misses this will put him under a little bit of pressure. Playing with a lot of right hand side here. Oh, good shot.
Yeah, Robertson, not annoyed, but certainly aggravated. He knows frame 7 should have started by now. The frame's surely over now. A full 9 minutes after that elementary brown was missed. So it was unnecessary messing around. Overall, though, Robertson will be very pleased. His 63 break to win the frame wasn't his highest of the evening. Most important, it is 3-3. We're all locked up. We've seen shifts and swings in momentum, the latest in favour of Neil Robertson. The story of the match so far, if you're just joining us, well, Kyren Wilson missed a routine green in the first frame. Robertson made 73. Thereafter, though, before the interval, it was all Kyren Wilson. He scored 311 unanswered points, making breaks of 44, 33, 114 and 112. Since the interval, though, he's missed a couple of vital balls. One, a yellow to middle. Another one, a red with a rest. A rarity for him. And from those mistakes, Robertson's made breaks of 107 and 63. That's why it is 3 frames each, and what was, at the start of the evening, a best of 11 has now been whittled down to a best of 5. And really, anyone's guess, Ken, who's going to come through this.
Yeah, it's been a quality match, though, I must say. Neil Robertson's come back very, very strongly indeed. Kyren will rue those couple of chances he had in that previous frame. He didn't take full advantage of them.
The 7th frame. Neil Robertson to break.
Well, you can't get much closer than that.
Well, this is a test of cueing. This red. Very difficult into a cute angle pocket. And of course, you've got to play it with pace to get out for the black. Yeah, very difficult. Not easy, that. Left a possible red, the red that's just left of the pack up into the green pocket. Also the red just above and to the right of the black into the right centre pocket. That's a possibility, but that's a lot more difficult. Refusing both. Don't blame him.
Not blaming Robertson for being positive. He's at his best when he is. And that could be expensive. From distance tonight, not his normal accuracy.
One.
Yeah, Neil Robertson will be sort of kicking himself for giving Kyren Wilson an easy sort of starter just to get himself settled back into this match.
Six.
That wasn't cued nicely. Short of pace. Wanted to be top side of the blue. He's contemplating of playing the cue ball in and out of balk, but not many reds to go on. He may just leave this red with a little bit of distance.
He's
got to pot this red, avoid the pack of reds and indeed the black. Try and get up somewhere in the middle of the table for blue or possibly the black itself. Nice pot.
12.
That will make him feel a bit better. Excellent shot that. Nicely controlled as well. Lovely sound, isn't it, when it hits the back of that leather? It does give the players a nice little boost.
Foul. Kyren Wilson 12. Neil Robertson 5.
Well, you can't legislate for that, Phil. That's just very unlucky indeed. Played a good shot into the two reds, try and split the pack. Well, very unfortunate to see the red going in.
Yes, when you're going into the pack, I suppose at this level that's occupational hazard territory. Doesn't console Wilson any, though. Always hurts.
Six. Seven.
Nice little shot. Would have liked to have been a bit straighter on this black. I'm easily trying to get the black back on the spot. Yeah, it's just got a little angle, a bit more trickier than he would have liked. But he can still hold for the red into the right centre.
Fourteen. 15.
Wasn't quite sure whether the cue ball would make its full journey onto the correct side of the blue, but it did. Just about.
Momentum is a wonderful thing in sport,
20.
Phil. After winning that English Open, oh well. Just as I say that,
Neil
it
Robertson
came out of
20.
nowhere.
The old mystery shot, Ken. Where did that one come from?
One.
I'm not quite sure what happened there. He flicked a little bit of side on it, or whatever happened. Didn't cue it straightly, and anyway, let's have a look at this again. I don't know where he was trying to flick a bit of side on her. He's bemused as we are here in the commentary box.
Certainly didn't look or indeed sound like a kick.
Once again, Kyren Wilson not really getting through the cue ball at all. Came up short in a similar shot in the previous frame. Missed the red with the rest and it cost him. He's got a bit of work to do with the cue ball here.
Yeah, all right. 4.
Good pot. I'd have to say, probably a bit fortunate he hit the blue, because the pace of the cue ball, that was going to go back onto the ball cushion. So at least he's on blue or yellow here. It's not ideal. Once again, he's got to put a bit of pace into the cue ball here. Oh, he's played this very, very well indeed. If it's nice and straight on this red. He's done
9.
very well to get the cue ball down that far. I just wonder and feel like confident Kyren Wilson would take the bottom red of the two here and play a little cannon into red and black. Stay for the pink, but he's rolling, trying to hold for the pink into the opposite corner pocket. And he's come up short. Black is not available. That could be end of break.
Yeah, well short in the end.
Yellow ball. Kyren Wilson 10.
Needed to be very precise with that shot. And the cue ball did not travel far enough by a distance.
Well,
that was one of the sneaky ones. The first scrappy frame we've seen, Ken.
4.
Yeah. Still evenly balanced. And it's a big frame for both players. Particularly for Kyren Wilson. Since the interval, as we said, sometimes the interval does change matches. You see it so many times, and he's looked a lot more edgier, Kyren Wilson, since the interval. Might play the cross double here with the red. May go close to this bottom left-hand corner pocket, but cue ball back up towards the green and brown. No. Thought he may play that. Possibility of the double, but he'd be certainly happy with that. Wow. What a result that is if he's angled them on all reds. Can he see this red on the left-hand side of the table? Well, he can, but very difficult to play safe off that one.
Snooker's version of Jaws. Not Robert Shaw or Richard Dreyfuss, but Kyren Wilson and Neil Robertson.
Maybe forced into taking this red on, believe it or not. He did. It was a good effort. He hasn't done too much damage. There is this red available into the bottom right corner pocket. But once again, this is certainly not easy, this. Oh, played it lovely.
One.
Played it beautifully. Excellent shot.
No exaggeration, given its context. That's one of the best shots of the match. Especially now.
That was a beautiful shot.
7. 8.
15 points in the lead. So won't have to worry about the safe yellow if you can get two high value colours with these two reds. The red that's on the top cushion is going to be the difficult one. Quick glance at the scores from Neil
40.
Robertson. You'd really like blue, pink or black with this red. Really can just drop this
50.
last red in along the cushion without any pace, knowing full well that his opponent will need a snooker if the red drops in. So doesn't have to play this red with any pace whatsoever. Just try and make sure of the red.
21.
There'll be no heroics here. Yeah, well played.
22.
You can play two shots here. He can go for the black into the right centre. If he misses it, he may still get a snooker behind the pink. The black goes in, well and good.
Neil
Played it
Robertson,
a bit
22.
pacey, but still in a commanding position, Neil Robertson.
Well, he played on for 3 snookers unsuccessfully in the previous frame. Just 1 required here. And we've already seen 2 frames in this tournament won after a player requires a snooker. Judd Trump in the opener yesterday against David Lilley. Neil Robertson in the opening frame today against Mark Williams.
I think it'd be a good idea to pot the yellow here and try and get a snooker
2.
on the green behind the brown here. Would have liked to have got that cue ball further over across the right hand side of the table. Can he stun the cue ball behind the brown? Maybe gonna try and get the cue ball behind the black instead. Good line. Oh, that's unlucky. Good
Kyren
effort.
Wilson 2. Three.
Nothing fancy, just knock in the green. Give yourself breathing space. 2 4-point penalty snookers now needed by Wilson, and the 4 colours to force a respotted black.
Neil Robertson 3.
And the black going on the cushion decreases his slim chances even more.
Four.
Well, by doing that, it means with 2 snookers, you can win outright.
Well, this would be a delicate little shot, trying to get that cue ball behind the black. Very delicate, could go in off. Oh,
Foul.
it has, and that could be the end.
Kyren Wilson 4. Neil Robertson 5.
Now, I don't know whether he's just being gentlemanly, not conceding with the other player at the table, or whether he's going to carry on.
Yeah.
Good
Great to see
etiquette from
From Neil
Kyren
Robertson.
Wilson, but a good fight back from Neil Robertson. Remember, at the interval, he trailed by 3 frames to 1. Now he's in front at 4-3. when you've been in front in a match, 3-1 at the interval, and then all of a sudden you go behind. Well, that's time to regroup. That's what Kyren Wilson is doing right now backstage. Neil Robertson in front for the first time since he won the opening frame efficiently with a break of 73. After that, it was all Wilson, monopolising table time and scoring for 3 frames. But since the interval, although the standard has dipped, the fortunes of Robertson have soared.
The 8th frame. Kyren Wilson to break. Well,
that's a typical Neil Robertson special, that. Such confidence playing a shot like that. Dead weight, holding for the black. If he misses it, he's leaving the red he's playing, and also that red behind the black. But such confidence in his ability to knock those long balls in consistently. With that
8.
gun barrel straight cue action that he has. Expecting a little cannon off the reds there, and he misjudged it completely.
16.
So he's going to need another red from mid-distance at least. Shouldn't be a problem.
Seventeen.
That's one of the things that separates the greats from the good. They can accept a poor positional shot and just give everything in terms of concentration to the recovery.
$24.
Yeah, it's also great to have that confidence in yourself and your cue action. Even those tricky little shots from distance, not a problem.
25.
This would be 4 reds, 4 blacks when this goes in. I don't think Neil Robertson's taking about a maximum just yet. Win the frame, that's the priority. 2 up with a possible treat to play is in a
32.
nice position. Well, he's staying on the black. Not the best angle though this time.
Neil Robertson 40.
Well, the only ball he could leave was the one he went for. Has the red bounced enough? It appears not from Robertson's perspective. It will do just fine for Wilson.
8. Nine.
Yeah, good pot. Got a nice angle on the black. Just wants to miss the red directly above the black and try and brush into that extreme red of the bunch on the right hand side. Just gotta miss this first red. And a little cannon on the second red will be perfect. Well played. Beautiful shot.
$16. $17.
Clever. Kyren Wilson could do with a frame win and break it certainly now. Stop the momentum of Neil Robertson. Get himself back in level terms and back in this match.
$24.
The black, the only colour potted in this frame. That sequence is about to end.
$25.
Yeah, nicely controlled the cue ball just to clear the path of the 3 reds beside his hand so he can knock this red into the left centre. He can play for blue or pink here. Played for pink.
31.
Three reds together beneath the pink spot. He's going to have to play a little cannon on them at some stage. See the top red of those 3 doesn't pot into the bottom right corner pocket, so that should be the only obstacle
37.
if he's going to go on and win the frame from this visit.
$38.
You could definitely make a cogent case to say that Robertson was unlucky. As we said at the time, the red he went for was the only one he could leave. And he came all the way back down the table, pretty much perfect for Wilson.
Don't think he has the angle on the pink to just pot it and brush into those reds just behind it. You have to play for the loose one. Now it's imperative he gets a good angle on his next colour when potting this red.
$44.
These next two shots could prove very vital for Kyren Wilson. He's going to win this frame. This visit. Let's get a good angle.
45.
Gonna have to play this pink cue ball off the left-hand side cushion and into those three reds. It's gonna require a little bit of pace here. As you look, it's okay. It's not too bad. Nicely played. He's on the red into the right middle.
51. $52. $59. $60.
Not the cleanest of pots, but it went in. And now Wilson 20 ahead. It means he's just 3 pots away from levelling this up.
$65. $66.
Really resolute.
71. 73.
Yeah, this break has been top class. He's shown a lot of character here, Kyren Wilson. He's taking these
76.
beautifully. Just lets his opponent know that given the opportunity, he's going to take it. Nicely shaped up now, this match.
85. $91.
Not quite enough on the table for his 3rd century of the evening. But so what, really? It was vital for Kyren Wilson to make an impact. That's what he did. It's all tied up again. Really good match. 4-4.
Done your way and nobody else's. Dunelm.
Yeah, this love I found got me spinning round this and that.
Yeah, double whammy there for Kyren Wilson, missing the pot, but also getting the cannon on the black, stopping the cue ball coming back to bulk. Trying to get around the back of the black and back up to the bulk area. What's Neil Robertson's reply?
1. Eight.
Clever little shot there. Played on 2 reds. The red to the left of the pink. And also the red to this bottom right corner pocket. Going up for the blue this time.
9. $40. 50.
'Perfect angle to go into the pack of reds here. Yeah, happy with that.
$22.
Doesn't want to be straight on this red, wants a slight angle so he can bounce the cue ball off the cushion. Let me see, the angle is not great on this red. Bit risky if he wants to screw back for the black. There is a gap, but I'll be very precise with that particular positional shot.
23.
Okay, he's top side of the blue. He can come down for the red just to the right of the black.
It looked simple, but with the cue ball in such close proximity to the side cushion under this kind of pressure,
28.
that was good. Nerveless.
$29. $36.
It's gone slightly wrong. He's on this red, but you can see he's hampered by the red. He's got to pot the red, play a delicate little cannon on the red, just to the left. Yeah, it wasn't straightforward, that.
Neil Robertson, 36.
Another twist.
One.
two reds that are really close together in a line. If you can make a little cannon into those two, be on a red into the left corner pocket. It's a little cannon, and he's made it perfectly.
Eight.
That's open 4 reds, just that one little shot.
Nine.
I know he's got a bit to go, but even though when he came to the table
16.
36 points behind, he won't need that red that's close to the left-hand side cushion. Just try and concentrate on these red with high-value colours, and he won't need that red.
17.
So he's 12 behind.
24.
Now, to get to the last red and be safe, he needs to be 36 points or more ahead. If you look at the table, the ones that could be potted, 6 reds, 6 blacks, that would do the trick. But now, of course, he can't get on the black.
$25.
Yeah, correct, Phil. Which means now, potting this blue, that red may come into play. We won't worry about it just yet. Just concentrate on the job at hand.
$30. $31. $33. $34.
I think the middle red of the 3 reds will pot as well into this same pocket where the black is gone, so it's okay. Bottom red, of course, pots, but I think the middle one does as well, so you can play for both there.
40.
Somewhere, now it's a quick look at the scoreboards. Somewhere down the road, he's going to be thinking about how am I going to attack this red on the left-hand side cushion. Try and take the 2 loose reds with black or pink, and then
42.
must leave an angle at some stage. That's what he's thinking.
49.
See there where he's positioning the tip of his cue. If he got the cue ball somewhere there. Leave a nice angle on the blue, try and pot the blue, bring that red out.
$50.
It's the go. It's not too bad. So he's playing a couple of shots here, trying to bring that red out into play and still be on the red below the pink. But this is a big shot. He's missed the cannon. Too much left-hand side on it.
55.
In the end, didn't threaten. Well, that was a wholesale misjudgment. He missed the red by such a distance, caught the blue. And now the red that for much of the frame has been in the back of Neil Robertson's mind as his saviour is now a hindrance.
Yeah, but he'd be delighted to get back at the table, Neil Robertson. And of course, an easy red to start with. Now, what does he do? Does he try and leave the cue ball close to the ball cushion, pot the blue? For Neil Robertson, the red on the left-hand side of the table, being a left-hander, a little bit easier for him than, of course, for Kyren Wilson. That's a poor shot. Wanted to avoid the kiss on the green and leave a nice angle on green or brown to try and even get behind the red or take it away from the cushion. He doesn't have an angle to do that now. I just play the snooker.
Neil Robertson.
The straightforward way of getting out of snooker is just somewhere just before the right centre pocket, come across the table and try and nestle on the red, but it's fraught with a bit more danger that way, because if he could leave the red on down the rail, so that's why he's trying to play an alternative route, trying to play it off two cushions and come up the back of the red so he doesn't leave a pot on.
Foul and a miss. Neil Robertson 7. Yeah.
Didn't even bother getting up, Robertson. Took about a nanosecond to decide to have the cue ball put back. No brainer.
Kyren?
I think it's a little bit further left from here. I think I could have played that with left hand side, but it's literally a fraction.
I mean, I looked, you could put the cue ball, that's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think I could play with a little bit left hand side. From
just to trace then, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think it's about right.
Yeah.
Check it.
Yeah, we can do if you want, yeah.
It's such a small amount, we can't really see from here. It looks fine on these pictures. The little bit you're talking about, we can't pick up on.
It won't show on there, Kyren, because you're talking absolute fractions.
Yeah, because I obviously looked.
The voice you might have heard there, apart from the referee, was Paul Collier, who's
Neil?
the marker this
Yeah,
evening,
thank you.
saying basically that the cue ball is back where it was. You can't be precise to a thousandth, I suppose.
It's a wonderful shot. Very nicely judged. Got to try and get this tight to the ball cushion if you can. Conscious of the possible double kiss on this red. That's what he's got to avoid. But the shot is red up and down into balk and the cue ball somewhere behind the black here. It's a possibility. Has he hit it hard enough? No.
Not certain, but you get the feeling where the colours are positioned, whoever pots the last red will have a massive favourites chance.
Yeah, and it wasn't a good shot from Neil Robertson. He really needed that red ball down towards the black. Not in a potable position. This is like a free shot here for Kyren Wilson. Yeah, good shot. No real pressure on that at all. And he's played it well. Played it very well indeed.
Six. Eight.
$19 the lead for Wilson, so green and brown needed.
$11.
And while you would expect Wilson to pot the brown, it is not guaranteed. Lots of pressure on this. No positional ambition whatsoever, and who can blame him?
Yeah, good solid pot. Just making sure of the brown. 26 ahead, just 18 remaining.
Kyren Wilson, 50.
The third frame of the evening like this, where a player needs multiple snookers with only 3 or 4 colours left. But at this stage, who could blame Robertson for carrying on, even though his chance would appear to be quite dim?
Five. $11 on the frame.
For the third time, the lead changes hands in this match that's living up to expectations. Wilson returns to the front at 5-4. When two players like this meet, you're going to have a cracking contest. This match is not disappointed. It's quintessential champion of champions. Elite versus elite. No quarter given. And still we don't know who is going to be triumphant.
Kyren Wilson to break.
Well, last night, after beating Ryan Day 6-0 to book his place in the semi-final, Judd Trump said, I can go home, sit back, relax, and watch the rest of them sweat it out. And that's what Robertson and Wilson are doing right here.
Well, what a chance for Kyren Wilson. Nice easy starter. Play out for the black. A couple of reds around the black.
What?
Just exactly what you want to try and win a frame. Put yourself into the semi-finals of the Champion of Champions. Wow. Is he on this red?
Eight.
maybe on the red into the right centre pocket, but it's very close.
Nine.
There's no doubting, Ken, that Kyren Wilson is made of the right stuff to make the most of this. Whether he will or not, that's an entirely different matter. Normally with the rest this would be a given, but he's missed a couple of them tonight.
12.
That was centre cut.
Yeah, just a little bit short of pace. Just got to avoid the red just above the black to the right. Try and go into the pack of reds just above that to the left and hold the cue ball. That's the one. Oh, he's played it very nicely indeed. Now they're all there.
Nineteen.
He's very good at that. Those blind cutbacks on the black to go into the bunch. Plays them very confidently.
Yeah, when he went 4-3 down, losing 3 in a row, looked like he lost his composure a little bit. He certainly come back very, very strongly indeed. I think he's okay. I think he's
25.
He's got the gap. He's got the red into the left corner pocket. He can hold for the black.
$26.
This has been good stuff.
I think it's fair to say, even though he's only 26 behind, Robertson entitled to start fearing the worst.
Yeah, he's had his chances. 4-3.
33.
Could have gone 5-3 up, man. 5 reds, 5 blacks, broke down.
34.
Wilson leading in almost every statistical department. He scored 214 more points than his opponent. He's had a higher break. Pot success rate is better, so too pot success rate from distance. His proficiency with the rest is superior. He's played a good match, but he's not there yet.
$42.
Well, it's going to take something extraordinary, I think, if he's to fail from this opportunity. He looks very confident, right in the zone. His cue ball has been pretty good. Just as I say that. Just let that one slip a little bit. He's just bridging over this. Okay, he still should get it, but that's okay. Well played. His temperament has been never questioned, Phil. And he's shown some great
57
temperament right now.
He's one of those players, much like Neil Robertson. He's not afraid to win. He hates the feeling when he loses, and so he's motivated by that to try and avoid it.
Played that very well indeed. Got right through the cue ball. Cued it beautifully.
65.
This red will put him 66 points in the lead. 67 remaining, but
66.
He's not going to miss this black. This has been a wonderful break from Kyren Wilson.
A warm and deserved round of applause from this crowd.
73.
It's one thing entirely to make a big break in the first frame. It's another to do it in the clincher.
$81. 82.
And of course this sets up a mouth-watering rivalry with Judd Trump. They might play it down, those two. It's not a bitter rivalry, but it is a real rivalry.
89.
Yeah, mouth-watering prospect to look forward to in the semi-finals. Really enjoyed this match, I must say.
$97.
Neil Robertson will be bitterly disappointed. Came here with great momentum, of course, after winning the English Open.
98.
Expecting great things this week, but it just didn't happen for him tonight.
Icing on the cake.
405. $106.
Slow down, he says. Slow down.
113.
The cue ball did not listen. Third century of the evening, though. After that, a 98 break.
Kyren
Wilson, every reason to be delighted. Neil Robertson crestfallen, but I tell you what, he lost to a mighty fine opponent this evening. Wilson wasn't too good this afternoon.